We are going to be transparent in terms of what you give us, and our books are open. Always feel free to come and check whether we are putting your money into good use. So thank you very much, and Bwana Gituku.
Thank you very much, Jane. I have a tendency to talk for a long time when I don't write some notes. So to avoid making a long speech, I'll just read 2 paragraphs. Let me start by first of all appreciating the chairperson and the team for having been appointed by His Excellency the President to spearhead this very important issue on COVID-19 fund. Allow me to congratulate you and your team for this appointment. That we hope you steer national efforts in mobilizing resources towards containing the spread, effects and impact of COVID-19 pandemic in the country. We as Communications Authority of Kenya is alive to the prevailing situation in the country and the need for everybody to rise to the occasion and support government response against the scourge. In line with our corporate social responsibility policy, we wish to express our solidarity with the ongoing interventions, and today we are donating Kenya shillings 20 million to the COVID-19 fund. It is our hope that this support will go a long way in buttressing government efforts towards the provision of emergency relief to the most vulnerable segments of our population, as well as any other emerging needs during this period. The authority has undertaken various regulatory interventions in the ICT sector that have greatly boosted initiatives that are being implemented by the government, and also ensuring availability of communication services to Kenyans during this crisis. We wish to commend the COVID-19 Fund Board for spearheading this important initiative to galvanize resources that will see our collective efforts yield the desired success in mitigating and eventually slowing down the impact of COVID-19 in our country. We wish you success in this very noble assignment. I believe and I know Kenya will overcome this pandemic. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Media is watching this.
That's Kuria.
Otherwise it will appear in the
The one on the far right is Kuria.
Yeah.
Loka is the vice chair of the Kenya Primary Health Association.
Okay. Yeah.
Mr. Ndimuli is the chairman of the Kenya Secondary School Health Association, the chairman.
Okay. I would say very high power delegation from the teaching fraternity. Yes. Okay. Just make sure that. Morning, everybody. I'll keep saying good morning, by the way, so just keep answering to me. So we are very happy this morning to receive a very high-powered delegation from all those people who take care of our kids who now happen to be at home. I think on behalf of parents, I think we've realized that you guys do a fantastic job keeping the kids away from us and also educating them. I think there is an outcry from parents. But on a serious note, Ibrahim, thank you very much for leading this delegation. I think we've been here receiving money, and what I keep confirming to everybody is that we are putting all the money we are receiving into very good use. And we appreciate everybody from whatever corner of the country that they come from. So I said earlier, Kenyans are very generous. They keep giving us money. By yesterday, we had 3.2 billion, 2.7 million in cash. But I want to emphasize, food is still being distributed. People are being Kenyans. And so far, by last night, I think over 400 million worth of food has been given to our communities. But obviously, this is a big challenge, and we all need to come together because there is no single institution that can afford to give everybody everything that they want. So education fraternity, primary school, head teachers, thank you very much, and TSC. Thank you. You make a small speech and then we hand over the checks. Okay.
Good morning. We are here on behalf of Teacher Service Commission. My name is Beatrice Wababu, the head of corporate communication at Teacher Service Commission. And I just want to personalize this by reading out from our CEO's letter and speech and this is what we are saying: the Teachers Service Commission is deeply concerned about the coronavirus pandemic in the country. The Commission wishes to acknowledge your committee's tireless efforts in the fight against the coronavirus and pledge you our support. To this end, the Commission has raised 10.2 million in support of the National Emergency Response Committee on Coronavirus. And we really thank you for the job well done. And we are here and we are supporting you and will continue to support you. Thank you. I want to also continue the details of the letter, that the money was raised as follows: Kenya Secondary School Heads Association, 5 million. Kenya Primary Schools Heads Association, 1 million. Kenya College Principals, 200,000. Teachers Service Commission Secretariat Staff, 1.6 million. Teachers, 2.4 million. And that comes to the total of 10.29604. Thank you very much, and may the Lord bless you so much.
Thank you very much.
Come right here.
It's okay, sorry.
You will hold it to one side.
I think the parents really are recognizing you. Good morning once again. So this morning, TBA, led by the CEO, Mr. Tiampati. Karibu sana, Mr. Tiampati. There's a bit of noise over there. So, Mr. Tiampati, I know you've been chasing us. It's very nice when a fundraiser is being chased to have an occasion to come and receive money. So thank you very much. We totally appreciate. I think I've been saying, and I'll keep saying, that since we were formed about 2 months ago, we've concentrated on setting ourselves with proper governance to ensure that we are spending every cent that we get properly. So we have a fundraising committee led by Jeremy Awori standing next to me, and in a while he'll talk to us about how he's managing the money. But his bookkeeper is PwC, who make sure that they are accounting for every fund we get and any fund inflow. Like I said earlier, and for your sake, Mr. Tiampati, we are just about to start spending the money. We've not spent the money by buying PPEs for every COVID institution in the country, which is the 47 counties hospitals, and then the Kenyatta National Hospitals, Moi Referral, and the refugee camps up in the north, Dadaab and Kakakuma. Now, we also organize, we have also other partners, like Deloitte is our audit partners. We are also working with Ernst & Young and KPMG, just to make sure that we bring what is proper from a governance perspective. We've also decided as a committee that we want to buy as much as we can locally, so we can bring back the Kenyan jobs and also support Buy Kenya and Build Kenya, and we'll be talking a lot more about that when we have KAM come. So, Mr. Tiampati, I don't know whether you want to say a few things, but thank you very much for your donation.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Jeremy. First of all, let me thank you and the committee for accepting such an onerous duty to actually fundraise during a very difficult time, not just for our country, but for the entire world. So thank you very much for accepting that duty from Kenyans. As smallholder tea farmers, we are also affected. Our tea has not been moving as much as it should because of the lockdowns in the various countries, but we are still able to pluck tea, we're able to process, and we're able to sell some tea, so some revenue is flowing by. So we want to join the rest of Kenyans as smallholder tea farmers, the tea factory directors, and all the staff to make a little contribution which will help the government in alleviating the suffering of the Kenyans during this particular time. So we are very grateful to the government. They've ensured that our farmers can continue to pluck, our factories are continuing to process, and our auction continues to run, so that these farmers can continue to get their livelihood during this very difficult time. So thank you very much, Chair and Jeremy, and we look forward to continual helping as we go into the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. On board, as you're aware, our fundraiser is a banker, Jeremy Awori. We appreciate Bank of Baroda for coming to to our aid, but I want to give this chance to give to Jeremy to say how they've done with the banks or from the banking sector, and in terms of how he's taking care of our money.
Thank you, Jane, and good morning, everybody. Just really to reiterate what Jane has said, we're honored to be of service here, working to help raise money as part of the emergency COVID fund. And what I thought I would do is I just spend a minute, because I think the banking sector has been particularly supportive of the fund. And to give you an idea, the banking sector, in terms of direct contributions, and these are cash contributions or in-kind contributions, has almost contributed in the region of 2 billion out of the 3.2 billion that has been indicated by our chairman, Jane. So this is not insignificant in terms of as an industry sector contribution. I think we also need to recognize the fact that banks have also played quite an important part in supporting businesses survive through this crisis. You may have seen the central bank governor, Dr. Njoroge, indicated that banks have either given moratoriums, loan repayment holidays, or restructuring of banking facilities to the tune of 170 billion Kenya shillings. So I think we can see, hopefully, that the banking sector is really committed to helping business and our customers survive through this crisis, which is a very difficult crisis. So we're here today to receive money from Bank of Baroda, which I will talk about in a second. I just also want to reassure you that the money so far has been coming in, and the items in kind have been coming in. We have already indicated through our chair that the first major procurement will be in PPEs, which will be provided to frontline and healthcare workers, and those will be produced and supplied by Kenyan companies. So you will be seeing those details of where those PPEs will be delivered shortly. But we have also delivered other PPEs from individual in-kind donations. You will have seen the Trade and Development Bank, TDB, gave 10 million shillings worth of PPEs in terms of masks. I was proud on behalf of Absa Bank to have given 210,000 masks to Coast General Hospital, to Kenyatta National Hospital, Mbagathi, and Kenyatta University Referral Hospital. You've heard that we've had in-kind donations where several thousands of food parcels have already been distributed out there. So I think what I can reassure you, we are working as a fundraising committee, which I chair, with PwC, who are professional services firm, and they keep all the bookkeeping for us. This bookkeeping is very transparent. Every single shilling that we're raising is going towards the ultimate beneficiaries. The work that we're providing and services we're providing are being done on a pro bono basis, so we're not charging for that. And we've found people extremely generous. We do not differentiate between whether you give us 50 shillings or you give us 50 million. We appreciate every single penny, and we will use every single penny to go to ultimate beneficiaries as we see through this crisis. So I just want to thank publicly all those who have donated thus far. It is very much appreciated, and it is already going a long way. So today we've got the honor with Mr. Kumar from Bank of Baroda, he's the CEO there, to give this donation. I can confirm the donation has already hit the bank account, so we're very appreciative of this donation. So maybe if you'd like to say a few words, we can give you the podium. Thank you.
Fundraising committee, Ms. Jane, Chair COVID Fund, and at the outset I would like to thank the KBA team and the Central Bank of Kenya, our regulator, for giving lot of guidelines to the banking industry to support the people during this tough time. You all aware banking industry has to play a vital role at this time because the cash flow has heavily affected because of this COVID-19. So we, Bank of Baroda, also strongly believe and we are following strictly. We are doing, as Mr. Jeremy has highlighted, we are doing the restructuring, we are delaying, we are undertaking moratorium, we are providing all type of support, top up for working capital to the individuals, to the SMEs, to the retail clients, to the corporate clients. So this is really what the banking industry is doing. It will really help the community or industry as a whole. So now I really appreciate the effort of KBA team under the chair of Mr. Jeremy. They have collected in uniformly with all banks. So we have also committed and we have already paid, and it is already hitted the KBA account. And also I thank His Excellency President for given various guidelines. We also, as a banking industry operating in this country for last 65 years, we strongly and follow all the guidelines stipulated by the country, KBA regulator under this tough time. So definitely I hope with this support from all, the country will come up very strongly, and we will bounce back in short time. So at this juncture, I convey my sincere thanks to the various authorities. They came forward to do this type of act voluntarily. So we all, Bank of Baroda will definitely support them, and we are all with them. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Receive some guests from supermarkets where we all go. Like today, I'm sure the queues are very long. So thank you for giving back some of that. But on a serious note, I want to repeat what I've said repeatedly here, that we are very grateful that everybody is welcome to donate whatever you have. And I can see you're bringing us food. Thank you very much. So since we were formed about 2 months ago, we spent a lot of time creating ourselves with proper governance, and we've based ourselves on pillars. So the first pillar we have is a governance pillar, and we have Deloitte as our audit partner to make sure that we are doing everything that we do is assured before, during, and after. We then have another pillar called communications, led by Washira Waruru. And some of you, I can see you are from Citizen. He's giving his time for free to ensure that we are communicating to the public. Then we have a fundraising committee led by Jeremy here, giving us his time for free. And we have an account in ABSA, which is also, he's not making any money from that account where we are having our money. Remember, we are a private sector fund. We also have another pillar for procurement, led by Phyllis Wakega. Again, they've given a lot of their time for free in managing our procurement process. Like we said earlier, we are procuring PPEs. We are going to start distributing them across the country, and all that work has been done pro bono. And the principle of that, we'll talk later about it, because I can see KM coming up. We want to buy locally as much as we can. The other pillar we have is livelihoods, led by Joshua Oigara. Livelihoods is about food and people's livelihoods. And Joshua is leading a team of our committee that is ensuring that we distribute food, or we are fundraising to give people money for their own livelihoods. And then we have another pillar for health, led by Dr. James Mwangi. And this health committee also has a panel of doctors who are helping us align with what government needs are, and you'll be hearing a lot more from us in the coming week. And then we have the last pillar, which is a technology, led by Michael Joseph. And this pillar is to ensure that whatever we do from a technology perspective, especially giving money through e-wallets, works well to where there will be needy communities. I don't think I've forgotten anything. Yeah, so again, like I said, we have other partners like KPMG, Ernst & Young, who are supporting us, again pro bono, to ensure that we do the right thing, and with the money or any ton of food that you give us. So thank you very much, Anne, for bringing us the Naivas donation. We really appreciate it. I don't know whether you want to say something.
Thank you very much for having us. As Naivas, we are very humbled to be part of this initiative, where we are reaching out to our fellow Kenyans in this time of need. We have clearly not gone through such an experience before, and therefore, as an organization, having been an essential service provider, we are very happy today to be part of this donation drive. We were able to flag off our donations last week, and so today, thank you for this opportunity to come and officially celebrate as we hand over the foodstuffs that we are supporting in as far as the drive is concerned. We want to appreciate our board of directors, our suppliers, and also our customers who have come out and supported us in giving out the foodstuff in every store that we have countrywide. And we're going to continue to support as much as possible, and hopefully at the end of it all, we will all be able to celebrate the fact that we came together to support each other during this time of need. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Most of it to the communities. We also have storage at Kahawa Barracks where we are putting it together. I must say, from a contribution to the fund, the association has been very good. Their CEO is a board member, Phyllis Wakiaga. She's also the head of a procurement committee, and I know she has put a lot of time in making sure that that pillar works very well. I talked about the pillar. We've also, some of the members here, Tononoka Steel, have already donated money, which we have already put into good use, Mr. Naveen. And I want to give a lot more airtime to Sachin Gudka, who's led this delegation, who's the chairman of Kenya Association of Manufacturers, on how together we are going to work together to ensure that we build Kenya right now, because all the fundraising amounts we are getting, we want to ensure that we are buying locally for that what we can, to bring jobs back to Kenya, and also to retain the money that has been contributed by all of us into the country. So at this point in time, I want to invite him to take a bit more time explaining to us how we are working together to bring up our industries as well, and also how him and his organization are supporting us and what they brought for us today. Sachin.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay, a board member at Kenya Association of Manufacturers. So we're delighted to have Jane on board with us. So the Kenya COVID Fund Board Chair, Jane Karuku, Kenya COVID Fund Board members, led also by Jeremy Awori from ABSA. Our CEO at KM, Phyllis Wakiaga, is also a board member. She's not here today. We have Mushai from the KM board as well. He's the vice chair. We also have our board members from KM here today. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So on behalf of Kenya Association Manufacturers, we are pleased to be here in unity with like-minded organizations to be part of the solution towards fighting the pandemic and restoring the economy. I think all along we've said it's about saving lives, and it's about ensuring we save our livelihoods as well. The check we are presenting today is part of the broader initiatives, of much broader initiatives in which KM members have been undertaking countrywide since mid-March, when the pandemic hit our borders. Part of these have been, in terms of the county interventions first, from the KM Industrial Area chapter in Nairobi, it's donated tanks, hand sanitizers, washing detergents, PPEs and food packs to frontline workers and vulnerable communities. The KM North Rift Region chapter has donated over 150 water tanks to frontline personnel. The KM Central Region chapter has donated tanks, PPEs in the form of protective footwear, and masks and food rations to the Kiambu County Government. The KM Eastern Region chapter has donated over 500 water tanks and numerous hand washing stations in its area. The KM Coast Region chapter has provided food donations to over 5,000 families. The KM Western and Nyanza Region chapter has donated over 100 water tanks and 200 mattresses, as well as food rations and hand sanitizers. And the KM South Rift Region chapter has donated over 20 tanks, over 500 bales of flour, and over 400 sweaters to children's homes. We'd also like to recognize our members currently working closely with the Ministry of Health towards the construction and facility support of isolation centers and the like. And I'd like to recognize two companies here who are present today. Safal Group through their subsidiary Mabati Rolling Mills, as well as PG Bison, led by Hitesh. So they will be providing material in kind to help build a facility, a health facility in Kiambu County, and I'll probably get them to maybe speak a bit more about that. Some companies have entrusted us as an association to present their monetary donations to the fund through KAM, which are represented in this check. These companies are Friendship Container Manufacturers Limited. We have Nilesh Shah, Blue Plastics Water, who is not here today. We have the Tononoka group of companies led by Navin Shah and his colleague Andrew. We have Elgan Kenya Limited, who is also a board member at KAM, led by Bimal. We have a donation from Robert Brooks. We have a donation from All Seasons Communication Limited. We have a donation from Spinnit Limited in Nakuru. We have a donation from Modern Lithographic in Nairobi. And we also have a donation from Danford Enterprises in Nairobi. So, in total, I'd like to recognize and appreciate our members that gave in kind directly to the Kenya COVID Fund, including Capwell Industries, Broadways Group, Upfield Kenya Limited, Kappa Oil Refineries, and Cooper K Brands, amongst others. Cooper K Brands is represented by our Vice Chair, Mushai. So in total, although this check represents, Chair, 3.8 million shillings, which have actually come into KAM, I would like to state that our members, including represented by some of the banks and communication companies, in total have donated 744 million shillings so far to the Kenya COVID Fund. I think that one point I'd like to make, and to echo what Jane said, is how can we make sure whatever funds we are raising, that is, goes towards building our own jobs, our own industries, and our own people. And it's essential. I would like to also really appreciate our members who have really come up with innovations, strong ideas, stepped up manufacturing of various PPE equipment, gowns, coveralls, surgical gowns, and so on, and as well as face masks. And we've actually seen in very, very short period of time, almost, you would say, 47 to 50 million masks being manufactured within a period of 2 to 3 weeks. And that's a fantastic effort. We've seen a lot of innovations, companies making ventilators, making various beds made out of corrugated boxes and so on. I'd like to salute our manufacturers for the innovations they've made and to continue doing so, and to make sure we continue innovating with the right quality such that we become self-sufficient as a nation and we build our economy stronger and better. Thank you very much, Jake.
Yeah, thank you.
So we'd like to present this.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, the chair to the COVID Emergency Fund, and all other protocols observed. My name is Anthony Ngana, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer and Communications and External Affairs Head for the Safal Group. I'm here to present the group, and more so our main establishment here called MRM, Mabati Rolling Mills. I'm sure you all know it. It's a company that has been here almost, since the start of Kenya's independence. We've been here for almost 60 years, and we are really, really delighted to be part of this activity. As a company, we've been doing different things so far on the COVID front. We just finished a renovation of Mbagathi doctors' quarters about 2 weeks ago and handed that to them. We've done some food donations in Mariakani, in Kilifi. We've partnered with Mombasa County, providing them beds for their isolation center that was established at the Mombasa Polytechnic. Today I stand here delighted because we are going to be partnering with KAM and a few other suppliers to be part of the group that will help put Tigoni Hospital together
Tigoni Hospital has been identified as one of the COVID isolation centers, and they've made a request for various things that they need within the hospital. And Mabati Rolling Mills, being in the construction industry, as you probably know, we do a lot of steel roofing and those kind of products. So we will be partnering with KAM and with other manufacturers to help them put together an isolation center that, of course, will be used during this COVID times. And it's going to be there beyond that, and we will continue to serve the communities around that place. So thank you very much, and once again, thanks you for the chance.
Jeremy, Chair, CAM, members of the press. My name is Hitesh Medirata. I represent a company called PG Bison. We've been around for 18 years, and in the area primarily around home refurbishments, home decorations, flat pack furniture. What we've decided to do is join hands in this effort and work together with MRM and other members in the manufacturing sector to actually help equip Tigoni Hospital with all the equipment that they may need in respect of things like isolation units, laboratory equipment, furniture, clinical furniture, and anything that can be done in terms of cabinetry. Our efforts hopefully will go beyond Tigoni Hospital, but we want to basically showcase what can be produced here in Kenya and be part of the response and our efforts to fight COVID-19. Thank you.
Kenya Association of Manufacturers, this is a group that is trying to rebuild Kenya and build Kenya. And I'm sure we are going to put up something great at Tigoni where people will just come and see in awe. Very much.
Thank you.
Secondary.
I also want to take this opportunity to think a point of clarification. One of the things we're seeing is different parties are donating different amounts and different sources of items. And you've heard some of them are distributing directly to beneficiaries. So the figures that Jane mentioned are normally the figures of things that come directly to us, which we can account for. So you can see that the amounts donated are even in excess of what we have announced earlier. Because we as a fund also want to make sure that we don't create a lot of bureaucracy in terms of distribution. We want the beneficiaries to get the benefit of this. But what we do is record what people have donated, and we have a process working with our partners to validate those donations. And as has been indicated, the core focus of the fund is to support Kenyan businesses, because this should live beyond this crisis. And we want to create as many jobs as we can and to save as many jobs as we can. And hopefully coming out of this, we will also see capacity that may even allow us to export and create new business revenue streams for our businesses here in the country. So I think on behalf of the fundraising committee, we appreciate the work you've done, and would like to just thank all of you and on behalf of your members for this very generous contribution. Thank you.
Any questions? Yes.
Chair, we also want to past priority. But then the question would be, do you have timelines that you want to procure the PPEs? This is a product that you make on the CS. And another one is, there existing COVID-19 teams you see helping out mention one of the communities. So is there like a to identify just
on PPEs, I think we are just concluding. We were hoping to announce it today, but I can guarantee you by Wednesday we will take it where we're even delivering the PPEs. So I think CS Mutahi will be happy. Our estimation is that what we've bought or what we're in the process of completing is going to be enough for the next 2 months across all the 47 counties for every COVID-nominated hospital. You know, not every hospital is COVID. And then plus 2 refugee camps, the Dadaab and Kakuma, and KNH, Kenyatta National Hospital, Kenyatta University Hospital, and Moi referral. And now in terms of identifying, we have a livelihoods committee led by Joshua Waigara, and we are working with government to check whether there are any people being left out. Remember, government has its own, I think it's already giving its vulnerable communities money. I think that is ongoing. But we're in the process of working on statistics to see who else is vulnerable. It is fairly a complicated thing, like you can imagine. It's also a fairly complex, very expensive thing. So as we fundraise, we know we require a lot more time, but that is work in progress. And we'll be coming back to you. Certainly, I'll stand here very soon with Joshua, probably in the course of next week, to tell you how we've identified those people and what we've done about it. But the food is ongoing. Food is ongoing.